What's happening, weirdos? This is Finesse Mitchell, who I find to be delightful and wildly talented. He has incredible comedy albums and specials out. You also may know him from Saturday Night Live, on which he was hilarious, and he's delightful here and hilarious here. I listened to his record on the way down, and I was just so blown away with his talent and how improvisational and in the moment he is. And in this conversation, he is just that. And I'm so glad you guys are here. Not much to say up top. Go to PeteHolmes.com for tickets to my tour. Thank you to everybody who came out to the Netflix is a Joke Fest here in Los Angeles on May 4th. See, I'm still so used to promoting it. All that detail comes right back to me. But it was an awesome show, and it was just so moving to me that so many people came out. So I want to say thank you again to everybody that came to that. Largo-la.com if you are in the LA area and you want to see me do my show at Largo, Pete Holmes Living at Largo, and Chicago and Pennsylvania and Texas, all in PeteHolmes.com. Go and check that out. And that's it, guys. Let's get into it. Let's enjoy it. Let's be here together. Get into it. You find out what cologne that guy wears?
You know, I got out of the car.
Use that. We'll just use this.
I got out of the car. I went back in the little side pocket just now, and I was like, gotta have to smell good. and now I'm ready to knock on the door.
There you go.
I forgot my wedding ring, so I could at least smell good.
I lost my wedding ring. You know what happened? Actually, I lost enough weight that my wedding ring doesn't fit anymore.
Good for you.
And then now I buy these bullshit wedding rings.
That's what I do.
Aren't really my wedding ring.
That's what I do.
Lose them all the time.
That's what I do.
Isn't it great to lose a wedding ring and not care?
Bro, I'm like, I get these little black bands that I see.
Plastic ones?
They're not plastic, but they look like, I don't know, like 3 for $38.
That's the way.
Like the ones that just hang on the little nail sticking out of a board when you're walking past.
Nothing better.
A little jewelry cart on the side
like
of
a
outdoor plaza.
Now.
Because the one that she got me, it was this David Yurman silvery black diamond thing, and when you perform in it,
It's distracting.
it's distracting.
Yeah.
I actually
It looks like a flex.
yeah.
You keep going like,
there
it's
you
great
go.
to be here.
There you go, ladies.
You're talking
My
about-
wife wants everyone to know I'm married. And
picked it?
Yeah.
What, is she South American?
Actually,
Is she from South America?
no.
Because I've never heard any female involvement in the ring except in South America.
You know what? When we were looking and she was pointing, I said, well, about that one. And so my finger did gravitate toward the one that we got.
But it's
But
kind
then
of,
in a nightclub, in the Improv's Funny Bones, that light hits it. You can actually see those little sparkles.
Yeah.
Or
Fairy dust.
it just says I'm married, and that's the last thing I want. I mean, not. Where's my camera? I don't mean it like that.
That's you. That's you. You found it.
That's the last thing I'm coming.
You
When I'm
look
trying
like-
to be funny. I'm
Yes.
not trying to say I'm married.
You want like Ray Romano married. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like plain gold. You can complain. You look like newly married.
Yes.
Very excited.
And I'm a decade in.
10 years.
Once you're I say decade. Me and JB Smooth say decade because it sounds longer.
What's a decade? That's my JB Smooth.
Let me tell you something.
Okay, you can have this bit. Are you ready?
Yeah.
JB Smooth is so great. I wish he was on other shows I don't understand. Like I'm watching The West Wing.
Okay.
I never watched The West Wing, but I don't understand politics. So I'm like, I wish there was a JB guy because he's like us. He represents someone who doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
And they're like, we need to have a caucus. And he's like, what's a caucus?
Right.
What is filibustering?
Oh, you mean a group of people getting together to block that shit? Oh, that's what we need. Because some of this shit can't get through.
You mean it goes the Senate, Congress? You know, like that's what I need.
Yes.
I would be like, thank you.
Now, can I tell you a JB
regular
Smooth
person.
secret?
Please, let's tell JB Smooth stories.
This is the JB Smooth secret. I've known him for, 20 years now, but no one knows this. When no one is watching, he goes, so, Finesse, how's your day going? And I'm like, I know it.
That is.
it.
You go, how are you today?
How are you today, Finesse? I'm like, you mother.
You know this story. I don't even know whose story this is, but Michael Jackson, somebody said they were like, I'm going to change it. I'm going to tell you how I think of it. It's not how I was told. They're sitting in his screening room, like a dark, quiet room. Michael comes in, Michael Jackson, doesn't know he's in there, and they hears him go, oh, fuck. And then he's like, oh, somebody in there. Hey, I know I'm not the first to say that, but like, you know.
I believe it.
You know why I believe it? Because I watched it happen to my voice, my comedian voice.
Absolutely.
You can find old clips of me on YouTube, not that you'd want to, but you could, where I'm like, is that a Midwestern accent? Like, what am I doing? I was playing with, because like, for lack of a better way to say it, like kind of like effeminate was kind of funny. Like not effeminate, but a little flamboyant, I guess I would say. It's funny to be like, like, I don't know how to say it. Yeah. And I was playing with those levels. And you see, and I'm going to put this back to you. Ryan Gosling sounds like Marlon Brando in 1972. He sounds like he's from the Bronx or something. Dude's Canadian.
Right.
He picked that voice.
Right.
So if JB's doing it, Michael's doing it. And one last thing, you listen to like Billie Eilish, you listen to Phoebe, you listen to any singer, they pick that sound.
Yeah.
Everybody sounds like this when they sing. Everybody sounds real stupid.
Yeah.
And they're like, They like played with it. Everybody in show business is faking a voice, and so are regular people too.
I saw Chris
Tucker.
No, not Chris Tucker. I saw Adele is dating LeBron's agent, Chris. I don't even know if his name is Chris.
Katie's on it.
But Paul, there's a Paul in this man. Rich Paul. I said Chris Paul. I'm getting Chris Paul mixed up, but I know they're the same height, pretty much. But yeah, she was so she's dating Rich Paul, and I ran into both of them, and I was like, "What up, Rich?" He was like, "What's up?" I was like, "Adele." She's like, "What up, my nigga?" I was like, "Oh,
She
where's
didn't.
your accent?"
Wait,
no, she didn't say
I'm
that.
freaking
No, she
out
didn't
that
say
she
that.
said
No,
the
she
N-word.
didn't. No, she didn't say that. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. Just trying to get a sound bite.
Oh
No.
There's the clip. New record for clip.
New record for
Under
a clip.
10-minute
What
clip.
up, my nigga?
Oh my God.
I said, no wonder you getting these Grammys.
You know, Finesse got a sub 10 clip. At the potties this year, they're gonna, and the shortest sit down to clip, social clip moment, Finesse Mitchell.
Can I say I'm jealous?
Tell me.
I want one of these.
Little back house?
I want a back house where, I can tell your wife doesn't come in here much.
No, yeah. This is my, isn't that interesting? I used to think it was so dumb that men had their area, and now I have a wife and a daughter. So I love it. I wanted a daughter, but I am outnumbered by women. And not that she's a woman, she's a kid. Kids are pretty much the same, but I'm outnumbered. And the stuff I want to do, I got my garage. I got a little sauna in the garage. Nice. My daughter came in. She wouldn't go down last night. She comes in. I'm in the sauna, and I'm just watching Mission Impossible. And she's like, what is this? And I'm like, this is what Daddy does.
How old is she?
Daddy needs a motorcycle and guns. I need it.
How old is she?
She's 5.5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't naked, for any of you wondering. Although, who cares? She wouldn't have cared.
She probably wouldn't have cared.
She didn't care. Not yet.
My daughter's just turned 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she just turned 5.
Just one daughter?
2.
2 daughters.
The other one is 9.
Wow.
But yeah, we have this extra bedroom. We really lucked out in a house in West Hills, so there's an extra bedroom. And I decorated it all nice, and we call it the hotel.
That's where you go.
Yep. And they're always like, "Daddy's in the hotel."
Can you please, will you please make a door that opens with like a black credit card? Like a special, and you're the only one that has it.
I'm going to have a key code on that door.
Yeah.
To just,
please.
But they don't like hanging out in there, and they know it's where I watch TV and write or whatever.
Did you put it, how hotel-y is it on the inside?
It has the very skinny nightstand.
Yeah.
It has the lamp. It has the very clean, full-size bed, nicely made, just like they make it on YouTube and stuff. And then it has the chair that nobody would buy unless it was in a hotel room.
Yep.
It has that little sitting chair. And that's it. That's the only thing. And it has the flat screen on
little
the TV.
desk?
There's no little desk.
All right. I
So
know
it's
what to
more-
get you
yeah,
as a
it's
thank
more
you
like
for doing the podcast. Little shitty desk. It has plugs in it, though. Plugs up top.
I have the outlet with the plugs and the it folds out. You know, and stick the plugs in.
everybody needs it.
You
Not
need your
just men.
space.
Everybody needs their space.
My wife's space is the rest of the house. My space is that
I did
room.
laugh so hard listening
in
to
that
your
room.
record because, I'm very happily married. And I was laughing when you were like, I forget the setup. You're really, really good at stand-up, man.
Thank you, bro.
I just want to
Thank you.
say.
Thank you.
You're like, not just a natural, but your process is natural.
Yes.
So I'm trying to
Thank
think of how to do the joke, but I don't know how you did the joke. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
I
I'm
don't
going
know how I do the joke.
I can tell you don't know how you did the joke. 'Cause it's
Everybody
natural.
who watches me says, you get up there and you start talking. I've seen you so many times, Finesse.
Yeah.
You get up there and you start talking. And then you lead them into a joke.
Yeah.
So the setup is never the same.
Yeah.
The out is never the same.
Yep.
But the laughter is always boom.
And I'm sure you get this constantly, so forgive me. But you sound like a black preacher to me.
I do?
Yes, you've never
I've
got. You
never
don't get
gotten
that?
No.
See, I went to church not every Sunday, but I used to. Mattapan is a part of Boston. Doesn't matter. It's a very black area.
Okay.
And we would
outside
go
of Austin, Texas?
Boston,
Oh.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, I don't hang out in Boston.
No, I know. Why would you know that?
Yeah.
You know Mattapan?
No.
We don't all know each other's towns.
Yeah. Right.
Instead of we don't all know each other.
But Ben Affleck robbed a bank that I know about. In the movie was called The Town.
I'm obsessed with The Town.
And he fell in love with a bank teller.
Well, that's in Cambridge.
That was in Cambridge.
Yeah.
That's not near Pattapan. What'd you call it?
Oh, that's Charlestown.
Oh, Charlestown. Okay.
Charlestown.
Well, anyway, that's
Different
as close as
towns.
I got to Boston.
Great.
I think we did a Shaq All-Star Comedy Jam in Boston.
All right. You didn't do it in Mattapan. I was looking for black cred. The only reason I asked if you knew it is I wanted you to be like, you know what I mean? It's a little.
What you doing in?
It's like Oakland.
Okay.
You know
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
Gotcha.
It's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Like that's all I was going for. I threw out a Hail Mary so you could be like,
Click, click.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you would say that. It's a roll 'em up, lock 'em up.
Yep.
Yeah, sort of situation. I don't know what it's like now, but back then I felt very cool that I went to church in Mattapan sometimes.
Oh, okay.
And specifically, I mean, you open your record by being like, "Be good to me." You know, like it sounds like an invocation. It sounds like a preacher getting ready. You're talking about the word. You're bringing it in, and it's really wonderful. But in the same way, let me bring this back to your stand-up. A black preacher, like the one that I had at this church, was the same thing. It's like,
Where
not
we
to make
going?
fun of white preachers, but my pastor would be like, hello. You know,
Right.
like just like now I'm doing Comic View, but it'd be like, good morning.
Right.
Good morning. Jesus. It would be like that.
Right.
It'd be real. It was the one time Comic View was 100% right.
Right.
White preachers do be like, because, so you could watch them at the 10 a.m., you could watch them, or the 9 a.m., and watch them again at the 11 a.m., same sermon.
Same sermon.
You got the sense, not just the sense, you knew this dude was in a flow. And that's what I feel like you're doing.
Yeah.
And then it comes out a little bit vocally, and I was curious if you went to church, if that rubbed off on you. But
Sort of like what Obama did to start winning elections, which was go to black churches, get that charismatic swag in your delivery.
Yeah.
Because what you were doing before, that Ivy League shit wasn't resonating and connecting with your districts. And so,
Yeah.
when, and like you said, the difference between a black preacher and or a white comic, or even when I see comics with notes, I'm like, I'm that comic that's in the comedy club, like, give me them damn notes,
Well, you
and
wanna
a lot of
bring
people
them-
don't like me that when I do that, but
do you really do it?
oh yeah, if I grab it, man, I grabbed Neil Brennan's book, and you should have seen. He already don't like to be touched, but you should have seen his face. I thought he was about to stab me, and he looked up. He was like, "Oh, Finesse, don't do that. Do not do that."
Don't do that.
But
Yeah.
a black preacher's delivery or my stand-up, yeah, that's the same. Because
Well, it's
if
in
I'm
the flow.
driving
It's
in,
in the
I'll get
flow.
on stage, and the first thing I said, I was driving down the 405 wondering, was this whole 15-minute set worth it? You know what I mean? And then I'm going to go into my set.
Can I please? I love that so much. Just bring a little.
Yeah.
Let's hook before, at the beginning. Let's hook before into this. Sometimes I like to say, if it's going bad, if the crowd sucks, I'm like, I found parking for this. You know what I mean? Like just something, that's kind of like a defensive line,
Right.
but something about anything that happened. It's one of the things I loved about living in New York was something would happen on the way to the show.
Right.
Without a doubt.
Now, I like your stand-up because not only does it feel genuinely authentic and passionate to you, but it's funny and it's not forced, and you come across like, I don't give a fuck if you don't like it because this makes sense to me. And I'm going to connect with the people that's like, it makes sense to me too. But you know they're the people that's like, pussy. You know what I mean? And you're like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you, fuck her.
Yeah.
And when you tell these jokes and your delivery and the payoff, I'm just like, you know what? I'm a P. Holmes fan. I am. Because you feel it, you see it.
Thanks, man.
And it's great. It's great stand-up.
I really appreciate it.
You know?
I really love that. But isn't that it? And I heard that in your record as well, is like an ownership of who you are. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't mean to make this all black stuff, but like I feel like what Black Rooms, we're talking about coming up, I'm not saying you came up and, did you come up Black Rooms?
Yes.
Okay, Black Rooms. People were like, what's the secret? And it seemed to me they were authenticity. They wanted it to be real. They didn't want you to be fake. So you're saying about me, at least I'm being who I am, right?
I was telling a guy named Jack. I just worked with him, and I pray to God that's his name. It's either Jack or Jason. But this was my first time working with him at the Pittsburgh Improv. He's from Australia. Very funny guy. But he had this bit where, you know, it's a fish out of water bit, but he's like, I'm so happy to be in America, you know. I was fat and poor in Australia, and over here I'm just poor. Because,
That's great. That's
you know.
great. Yeah.
And then he gets to the middle of his act and he says, you know, I had my first conversation with a black woman the other day. And I'm like, okay, where's this going? And then he goes, yeah, we were at a Taco Bell. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, she was working at Taco Bell. I'm like, yeah, okay. This is you better bring this back around.
Oh no!
Real quick. But
That's not the joke.
no, the joke is that the joke is a great payoff, and I'm not going to tell his joke.
Yeah.
But the joke is a great payoff, and I when he came off stage, I said, you know, you didn't talk to your first black woman, and you didn't have your conversation with your first black woman.
Yeah.
Just say, I had a conversation with a black woman.
Right.
Because nobody black is going to believe you've never talked to a black woman, or
Right.
even just said,
Right.
excuse, or that you're talking to, or you're trying to treat her like that's an alien.
Right. Well, that's what I was picking up on.
Yeah, and that's how you're making it.
Right.
I met a black woman. I said, man, those jokes are so long gone, 20 years ago. Don't even bring that up.
Right. Would you agree though that like it's something Bill Burr used to say? He did a lot of Black Rooms. He was like, I'm a crossover. And he was like, but he said what it was he would be himself.
Right. And he's not a crossover.
Right, I agree.
He's real.
I agree.
We love real shit.
Right.
Say it. Even if Bill was like, I'm a fucking skinhead, we'd be like, we see it.
No, I just prefer the white race.
Right.
What can I say? Look at what we've done.
Went to the barber. They put a guard on the clipper. I said, take the guard off. Just shave it.
Listen to my views. Take the guard off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't kill me. Meet my wife. And then you're like,
The skillful reveal of the black wife.
Doom. You know? But circling back, I thought about it. No, I started in Miami, Florida.
Oh, really?
I did Black Rooms, but the mainstream rooms, the improvs and everything, Cubans, Jewish, Jamaicans, blacks, whites, Haitians, everybody was in those rooms.
Yeah.
And I think that helped me. So that when I did move back to Atlanta, and there was the Uptown Comedy Club, which was the black club, and then the Punchline out there on Roswell Road, I was like, you know what? I want to learn to make white people laugh. And my father would always say, make white people laugh, make white people laugh. You know how to make black people laugh. You've been making this house laugh all your life. Make white people laugh.
Oh, wow.
And so then when I started going out to the Punchline, and I was actually getting up more at the Punchline because it was kind of blocking at the black clubs about who's going to get on stage. I said, you know what? Let me tell these mainstream jokes about Home Depot and hurricanes.
Right.
And da-da-da-da, instead of telling the black struggle.
Right.
You know, let me tell. And that's what I always try
But you noticed that.
Yeah.
You dissected
there's a
the
huge
difference.
Absolutely.
Nobody pulled, I mean, no one would have to.
My father said, if you learn to make, he said, you know who Bob Hope is? I said, yeah, I think so. So he would make everybody laugh in the military. Just go there, base to base to base, making military people laugh. And all of a sudden it became a big TV thing. And now it's annual. Now it's twice a year. Now it's almost every quarter. You see Bob Hope doing a show from a military base. He said, make America laugh because you know how to make black people laugh. And that way, when I did go to a room and I saw a diverse crowd or an all-white crowd, I'm going to punch them in their jaw either way. And I'm not going to call them the N-word. Because that's the one thing I do not like that black comics do, is that we will go into a mainstream room and we won't switch nothing up because we think it's about us. And we think they're there to see us. But they are there to see you, but they're there to see a show. And the show you're giving them is that you're saying, this is me. But
You mean when you say the N-word?
When you say the N-word. But when white people look at it, they don't look at it like that's your point of view. They say that's how they all talk.
Oh, interesting.
Absolutely.
There's like it's not fair and you didn't ask for it, but there's a little bit of a representation. You're representing
Absolutely.
your people.
Because, you know, you have your white comics all the time say, y'all just say the N-word. And even though I wouldn't say it, I say, stop. We're going to have a conversation. Don't tell me you don't say it because I know you say it. There's too many songs out there with the damn N-word in the top 10. So I know you say it.
Dude, I used to have a bit where I go, is there anything weirder than asking for that Jay-Z Kanye song, asking Alexa to play it?
Right.
I go, Alexa, play Paris. Paris. Play Paris. Paris. Kanye and Jay-Z are in Paris.
Play Nicaraguans in Paris. And you pray she picks it up. You mean niggas in Paris?
I'm pretty sure.
Volume up.
If you say it, she'll say now playing N-words in Paris. She won't say it.
She won't say it?
The tag was, I knew Alexa was white. I knew she was white. Wouldn't it be? It would be like Adele. She says it, you're like, whoa.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So, but what do they say? They say, I don't say it, but.
They say I don't say it, but the fact that comics literally see it. And here's the thing. I said, and I always tell black comics who ask, because I said, man, I see so many white comics come to a black room thinking they're Gary Owen. And you're not Gary Owen, because Gary Owen was actually born black. It'll be revealed later in life. No, no, but he's a master at his craft. But I see too many white comics getting nervous or just hear jam at the end of a comedy night or Mo Better at the beginning of a comedy night and think they got to switch up their whole act. But no, we want to laugh at the jokes that made you funny, not the jokes you thinking about walking to the stage that you're going to connect, because you're going to fail every time.
Well, would you tell me, I'm ready to be wrong. It seems like, it reminds me of hip hop. Two things in black culture, hip hop and black comedy, let's say. Confidence seems to be like a huge thing. Even if you're going to be mopey and low energy. I'm not saying everybody has to be out there going Kevin Hart big. But you got to, would you say that the audiences are a little bit more like, bring some sort of energy, bring some sort of...
bring you.
And don't be afraid of you.
Yeah. When you get up there in front of a black audience, and I don't care if it's a thug audience, let me tell you something. Black comics are scared of thug audiences. So we know you're terrified. We already know you guys are shitting on yourself. Bubble guts. You're thinking of this hip hop lyric that you about to bust out in the opener.
Play this so I can rap along to it and get some rapport.
You know, you come out to the rap music and then you be like, thank you, DJ. And you look at the crowd and everybody's like,
man.
You know what I mean? Just do the shit that you know is funny.
Yeah.
Instead of improvising, because it's an 8 out of 10 chance you're gonna crash and burn. Yeah. And what I used to do in most white rooms is tell my fucking jokes.
Yeah.
And they're laughing.
No only chip in the cookie?
No.
That, by the way, anybody wondering?
Well, you know what?
9 out of 10 comics. When I was on the road, if it was one black guy, you say, I'm the only chip in the cookie.
I got a dope one, and I cannot lie. Sometimes I will go into a room and 3 seconds, 4 seconds into the show, I can just sit there. And the biggest joke is not saying anything. You're just doing this. And people just start laughing.
Yes.
You ain't got to say it. And then I say, well, I don't know how this going to go. I'm going to hurry this up. I can tell none of my people got the email. Boom!
Yes.
And then I go into my bit.
Yes.
But, you know,
very good.
Once you find those bits, you know, I go into a conservative audience. You know what I mean? I can look. I can tell. Well, guys, I hope no one's disappointed about the show I'm about to do, because if you're expecting a really urban super street comic, that's not me. I just gave my life to Jesus Christ. But then he gave it right back. Said something about a background check. I was like, damn, I can't get a credit card or Christ. And all of a sudden I'm into my bits. You know what I mean?
Credit card or Christ. See, this is just good. And this is, you know, it's so funny how the brain wants to go like, is that black comedy? Were you following your advice? Are you figuring out how to make white people laugh, or is that just funny? Mm-hmm. And that's a compliment. I'm like, I'm not going like, oh, you figured out.
You're just funny. Bill Burr's just funny.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's what I'm hearing.
Mitchell's just funny.
When I listened to you, what felt black to me was I was like the delivery, the cadence. Mm-hmm. The material was not whatever. Right. Which, by the way, we're coming in. You have this joke. We got to talk about this. I thought that was so funny. On your album, I thought it was great, and I actually want to, I think I can make you feel good about it, maybe. You have a joke called Suck Better, and you're just talking about like, it's a Real Housewife on Orange County is so rich, she says real shit, and she goes, if you're going to suck a dick, make sure it's attached to a billionaire, and you go off on that.
Right.
And then you're like, that's good advice. And then it leads to this whole tear. We're not going to do it. I'm just saying, that's good advice. I might tell my daughter that kind of thing. Yeah.
Because you're going to suck one.
You might as well.
Even if you find out you don't like them, you're going to suck at least two to find out. So.
At least suck a dick attached to a boat is what you said.
At least suck a dick. Suck boat dick.
Suck
There's
boat dick.
Dudes out there that
and then
got
you went
boats.
Range Rover. And then you're like Ford F-150, because you're going to have to move at least twice in your life. You're going to need a friend with a truck. It was great. Yeah. But you kept saying suck better. And I actually paused. I'm driving. I was listening to it on the drive down. And I saw the track was called Suck Better. And you told me on the way in that you meant to say...
The joke is suck high.
Suck high.
The joke has been suck high
like aim
for
high.
2 years.
Like aim high.
Like aim high.
I'm going to say
suck
something.
High.
Look, you know I'm going to say this. I think suck better is better.
Well,
because suck means do badly. Better. So it's kind of funny, like suck better.
But
suck high, I don't know. That sounds like
that preacher delivery.
Yeah.
Stop setting your sights down here. Suck high.
Yeah.
Suck high. And I'm telling you, when those people be like,
here you are.
It's a t-shirt, bro.
Here you are. I think suck better is a t-shirt though.
because
also suck better just looks like it's less conspicuous. Suck better. What does that mean?
Suck high. You have no clue what that means.
It sounds like a weed thing.
But you see?
Yeah.
But that's my point. Suck better.
Because it's in the record. You should be glad that she thinks you're not wrong, but that the one that you recorded is the way.
Now we need a black woman in here.
Well, I think there's a Taco Bell a few blocks.
There's a Taco Bell. Go get LaFonda from the drive-thru. We're gonna see who's right now. No.
Tell me.
Even that special is called The Spirit Told Me to Tell You. Shout out to Brian Volkweiss, Comedy Dynamics, doing a special for me. But it was a one show special. And usually
you did a one.
Just one.
I am so impressed.
One. It was a Thursday night. They were like,
it was a Thursday in LA?
In Glendale. Go out there, Finesse. I had my opener. And I forgot to tell them to dim the lights on the crowd. I'm staring at everybody staring back at me. And I'm just like, okay, Finesse, don't fuck this up. Wow. But what I did say...
You don't seem nervous at all.
At least an hour and 15 minutes since you don't have two shows.
Yeah.
So if you got to cut something out, you'll have something.
You have 15 wiggle room.
And so I wasn't even smart enough to go back out and say, hey, guys, we're going to, after the show, we're going to do this one thing where I didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
It was just that part of the show I was nervous about. I was just nervous about just
I can't believe you did it.
I really can't. Nothing to edit from. Nothing just...
No, I know.
I'm going to go from minute 7 to minute 18, but nothing to go from show 1 to show 2.
You don't... I really feel... I don't know why I'm complimenting my compliment, but there's only so many of us that will know exactly what you did. And I listened to it today, and I was like, it does not feel like a guy who's, playing with scared money. You're like going for it.
Let me tell you something, my friend. There's one in the chamber called Slightly Offensive.
Your new
And
special.
I shot it almost 2 years ago, thinking that, okay, Netflix, this, that. First, it took me about 5 or 6 months to get to it, to start editing it, to start the editing process. And then I just wanted to, be meticulous with it, because now I did have 2 shows. And then I was just like, all right, I'm going to call Lorne Michaels and tell him to call Netflix, But everything took so long that before I knew it, a whole year went by. Then a year and a half went by. And now I'm just like, what can I do with this special? Because I'm talking about COVID for 17 minutes on the back of the special. And I'm just like, and everybody's like, just put it on YouTube. But comics, sometimes we get in our way. Sometimes we say, I don't like the way my collar was sticking out for 7 minutes.
You need someone else.
It's these young cats. It's these young influencers that look at you like, just put it out.
Yeah.
People don't care.
Yeah. No, it's true.
They don't care, Finesse.
I
Put it
have
out.
a special, just to encourage you, not that you need it, but my Comedy Central special, Nice Try the Devil, was on Comedy Central. They put it on YouTube. They asked. That was nice. I was like, can we split the ad revenue? No. Which is fine.
What ad revenue?
No, we're asking just kind of like do you mind if I put this ham in your trunk? We're going to put it down. It's a heavy ham.
It's our special.
Please don't misunderstand. Can we put our special on YouTube? And this is just a courtesy. And honestly, I get it. I was like, look, more people are going to see it. Thank you. Please put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I asked? I said, can I put it on my YouTube as well? That's actually, I didn't say, can we split the ad revenue?
Okay.
I said, can I put it on mine as well? And they said, no, that's fine. But the thing is, it goes on YouTube. This is a special. I don't do topical stuff, but it's old. I look different. It's all this stuff. Different kind of voice. I'm proud of it.
Different voice.
Different. I hadn't found my voice completely yet, and it did great. So I'm just saying, like, who cares?
Who cares?
Nobody knows when anything comes out.
Right.
Crashing came out in whatever, 10 years ago. People are like, they just found it. They're like, is there a new season coming?
Right.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything. So put it on YouTube. Right. Also, what your story made me think of is like, I'm turning 45 this month, and I'm just like, I'm really getting to a point in my office.
Who do people tell you look like?
John Ritter.
John.
Black people say I look like John Ritter. You want to know what white people say?
What do they say?
Val Kilmer. It
I
does
see that
break
too.
down by race, though.
I do see that too.
Yeah.
But I see Val Kilmer, who didn't make it to the Air Force Academy.
Hilarious. Val Kilmer, if he couldn't do a pull-up.
Yeah, if he couldn't play volleyball.
Yeah, Val Kilmer, and everyone's like, put your shirt on. Put your shirt on. No one can focus. Put your jiggly shirt on.
You're going to put you on the fence and Guantanamo Bay. Who ordered the code red?
Oh, my God. Yes.
But I did a movie with his son.
Who? Val Kilmer's son?
No, Jason Ritter.
Oh, John Ritter's son.
Yeah. And so that look in his moves, because I was a huge
I'm a huge John Ritter fan, too.
Three's Company fan. And you just looked at me and I was like, I got it.
Yeah, but why do I sound like him?
Yeah,
I sound like him,
got
too.
it.
It's because my skull is the same shape.
As soon as you said, I was trying to find my voice, and I'm like, you know who you sound like?
Yeah.
You know who you look like?
Yeah. I do know who I look like.
Black people, go Google Three's Company. All right?
Or Bad Santa. I feel like everybody loves Bad Santa.
Yeah,
no?
Bad Santa. How
Everybody.
about that?
I'm trying to. What's a movie that can bring all the people together?
Everybody together. I don't know. New
What
Jack
were we
City.
saying? Oh, you need people. So in my office, I now write down my team. I don't mean my employees. I mean, like, who are the people I trust?
have employees?
No.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I don't mean employees.
Oh, okay.
Katie's on it.
Okay.
Write down Katie Levine. She shows up for me. She's a great person. Chris Thayer, he opened for me for years. Will you watch my special? Will you time code? You needed somebody else.
Right.
Look, it's not advice, it's solidarity. You film a special, you can't go and watch it. You can't be the first one to put a cut together. Someone else has to do that, and then you can watch it, maybe.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I 1000% disagree.
You don't agree?
I do not
Oh,
agree.
no. Then you do your pass. I'm
Okay.
talking about your first cut.
Okay.
You hesitated how many months?
Yeah.
That's because you don't want to look at that raw footage.
Yeah, I didn't want to look at it.
Because I am right there with you.
Right.
All my specials, frame by frame, cut by cut, that's me in the edit. But like, I get that paralysis. I'm talking about you know what Chris Rock said about like taking a comedian and giving him a TV show. You know this line? He goes, it's like taking a waiter, the best waiter in the restaurant, giving him a restaurant. So it's the same thing. You're amazing at stand-up. Why should you also be incredible at being like, all right, Monday, 8 a.m., let's be in that edit bay.
Right.
It's not our skill.
Right.
It's not our skill.
I for one love editing. I don't know why it took me so long. I just knew that night was so great. It felt so magical. I was so proud of myself. And I think when I saw like the first 10 minutes, I was just like, oh my God, look at all the sweat. I'm sweating. I'm not putting this shit out. I'm not putting this shit out.
Dude,
and then when
it's too vulnerable. It's the other side of the coin.
And a couple of months later, I watched show 2. No sweat. The entire show. So then I was like, what the fuck was going on? It was like nervous energy, bro. He was just probably just like all work jacked up and shit on the first show. And I'm like, all right. So when I found my color corrector dude, you know, we're sitting up there editing back and forth, and he does all the Netflix specials, and he's like, it's pretty good. Like, I don't laugh a lot. I've seen everybody. It's pretty good. You got
nice.
one. I said, thank you. He said, want me to fix that sweat? I said, what do you mean? He said, I can get rid of that. I was like, how? He said, I can get rid of the sweat. It's going to cost you a little bit more, but I can get rid of the sweat. I was like, get rid of the sweat.
Like digitally?
Yes. He put these little pixel things on your face. It tracks you, and it just totally removed the sweat, and it was just like, it just looked like makeup. It just looked like, you couldn't even tell. And I was just like, holy shit, dude. I probably sat on this shit for another 3-4 months, just was like, oh man, I was looking too sweaty.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, there are other comedians, from Martin Lawrence to everybody special, drenched, wearing leather.
Dude, Louis
drenched.
has a sweat stain on his belly, one of his best specials. And you're like, does he have a stain? You realize it's getting bigger as the show goes because his stomach is sweating.
Yeah.
That's...
And
I mean, that's
like,
pretty fucking
everybody's
cool.
like, yo, man, you're putting in work, dog. People expect you to sweat. And I was just like, no. But now it's like, okay, fuck it. Putting this shit out, putting it on YouTube. Probably put it out May 1st on YouTube. And we're just going to run with it because the next one is all in my head and I'm ready to go do that one.
That's
and
great.
the next one is going to be about 30 minutes. Fuck this hour shit. What the fuck am I stressing about?
Why did we make these things
Why
up?
did we make them an
Why
hour?
did we made it up? Did you just see Dan Soder?
No.
Dan Soder put on YouTube. Great special. It's called On the Road. I laughed the whole time.
Okay.
When does that happen?
Right.
You know you're a comic. You put it on. You're like,
Yeah.
I love Dan. But I'm
Yeah.
like, I just want to see how he opens.
Yeah.
I just want to watch how he opens. I love how comics open. I'm obsessed with it. Just what, 40 minutes later, no break. No break. And I was alone too. I mean, all these are compliments. Alone, not even really in the mood, laugh the whole time. My point is 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You know why?
Who cares?
Because who
knows?
cares? That's why.
Who cares?
Who cares is why.
I
Goodbye is why.
surrounded myself with influencers and people under 30 that was like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Where's the next one? You got to feed the beast. They didn't care about that actual thing
Yeah.
because it was already great and they was already forwarding it. But they were like, and what are you putting out tomorrow?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I get it. You guys
It's a
don't
volume
care about the art.
Yeah. Well, it's us. It's our ego that
Yeah.
you ever watch a special at the end, you pause it just to see how long it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go like, did they do it? And honestly, not recently, not with Dan, but maybe 10 years ago, someone puts out a special. It's like 50 minutes. I'm like, couldn't quite do it.
Yeah. Is it technically an hour-long special?
Is it?
Do you want us to count the credits?
Yeah. You did a new hour.
Yeah.
Counting credits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that intro you had where you went to your mom's house and everybody was holding hands at the dinner table.
Yeah.
That was 7 minutes long, buddy.
Yeah. Sort of ate into the hour.
Yeah.
I just did an hour on Netflix. Did you?
Yeah, bro.
You did a
Now
hot 40.
I could care less.
Yeah,
and I'm
no,
so
it's a different
excited.
time. It's a different time.
Can't wait to talk about Trump. No.
You mean when he's in office?
Yeah, when he's in
that what you
office, when he
meant?
gets back in office. Yeah, I know what America's doing.
What do you mean?
I mean, Trump would be out of there, bro. He would be out of there. I mean,
What do you mean he'd be out of there?
he wouldn't even be considered a serious candidate. But I thought about, are we really so against age? Are we such like an ageist community where we're
That's
like,
what it is.
you know,
with Hillary, you
but
found out how sexist we were.
Absolutely.
With Biden, we're finding out how ageist we are, and we are.
right.
Like
and
we really
there's
are.
a caveat. if he dies, if he croaks, if he actually acts his age, guess who's president? The first black woman president.
Yeah.
We didn't want Hillary in there. So I'll be damned if we want Kamala in there.
Yeah.
And that's what I realized. Oh, no wonder there's so many dudes like, hell no.
Oh, that's what's going on.
That's what's
Unconsciously,
going
they're
on.
going, a vote for Biden is a vote for the first black female president.
Absolutely. See? You didn't connect those dots.
See, and I don't know, I can't speak for anybody, but I bet there are people that feel that way and don't even know that that's why they feel
absolutely.
that way. It's like an unconscious,
Because I'm like, wait a minute.
racist, sexist feeling.
I understand Trump should be very niche-y,
Yeah.
but he shouldn't be like able to take over the entire party and put a relative in charge of the RNC's
Yeah.
checkbook.
Yeah.
Like, where are these people that's just like, let's let them have everything.
Right.
Like, who does that? So I'm like, where are the alternatives? And I'm not a big Nikki fan, but she's capable of doing the job. Nikki Haley. And then you have some other quacks, but they're capable. And anybody actually could beat Biden, in my opinion.
You mean if they ran against him as a Democrat?
I think anybody could beat Biden.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I worry that most people are just like, don't change a horse midstream.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's,
But
if
now,
there's like
but,
folksy wisdom, look out.
but
If there's
now you're stuck. Like, you got all your cards in this one basket. Out of 91 counts, he did 8 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he did
Yeah.
at least 8. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Feds.
Yeah,
Feds
yeah.
don't make no mistake.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well,
90.
what is the big drawback to having an old grandpa? Oh, Kamala's black, and she's a woman.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know that
Got it.
Santino bit where he goes, just push him. He goes, come on, just push him. Give him a little push.
Oh, that's hilarious.
First black female president. Just give him a push. You're one push away. Mm-hmm. It's really funny.
And she was like the first woman out of the race when they all ran for president.
Yeah.
She was the first one, like, no money, no
Yeah.
structure, no great team, no great message. You had some great sound bites when you were prosecuting people on the little panels, and you get your little clips, and everybody's like, Cory Booker was like, yeah, I got my little clips. So everybody was like, we're running. But she was the first one out. And Joe Biden did the same thing that Obama did.
Yeah.
Obama said, who do they hate more than me?
Right.
Nobody likes Joe, but you gotta like Joe because he's been here for 40 years and he knows shit about everybody.
Yeah.
I'm getting Joe.
That's right.
And Joe was and Obama was running around for 8 years.
Right.
Not even a slingshot.
That's
not
right.
even a rock being thrown.
Right.
Because they're
right.
like, hell no to Joe Biden.
Right.
So
interesting. You got to pick a vice president. Well, I guess we're saying two things. One, you got to pick one that they don't want to take over, but also you got to pick one that they don't want you to take over and not look like you're going to die soon.
right. Right.
You got to look like you're healthy and you're vice president. You don't want that.
Right.
I think even Trump had that. No, Pence.
Nobody wanted Pence.
Nobody wants Pence.
And the thing about Pence is that I think Pence had to be the biggest yes man, like, in politics. The conservatism of Pence was just like unmatched. You know, you calling your mom mother. You know, all this shit. Like, it was unmatched.
It's
Flies loved him. Everybody loved him.
Yeah, I remember that fly, man. I remember that fly. One of my best lines, Mike Pence looks like a clear gummy bear. That's on my special. I was just like, that is...
Yes.
I didn't even bother saying is so white. You
He
just
had
say...
better hair than Jimmy Johnson. I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it took you this long to come out and finally say, yeah, I don't think I'd vote for Trump. But why? Yeah, he's just not. Just say he told people it's okay to hang you, bro.
Yeah.
They were actually chanting that, and just say, yeah, he tried to get me and my family killed. Just say it.
I know. Yeah.
I would say it.
Right.
And that's that authenticity. I feel like when black people go to comedy shows, we want to see and hear you say
You don't want a snow job.
Because we know the difference.
Weirdos, I am so excited to introduce a new Pete's Pick, which has improved the quality of my sleep since the first time I used it. I've been absolutely hooked. It's a dramatic and drastic difference in my life because it's dramatically and drastically improved my sleep, and it is hostage tape. You've probably seen it on social media. These guys are everywhere. If you're like me, you were skeptical. You thought mouth taping was insane, even if you've heard Dr. Huberman talk about the benefits, even if breathing through your nose means like 20% more oxygen, which is incredible for your sleep, for your brain, for your body. Even if mouth tape reduces your risk of sleep apnea, even if it helps with snoring, in my case, eliminated it overnight, literally, much to Val's delight and my daughter's delight. Even if it helps with oral hygiene and bad breath, I was still worried that if I put on mouth tape, I would feel trapped or claustrophobic or would have restricted, difficult breathing. But I put it on and boom, just like that, it was the opposite. Immediately, your brain just gets the message, oh, it's gentle. Oh, I guess we're breathing through our nose. No problem. Got it. Done. I literally didn't think about it until the morning when I was peeling it off after an incredible night's rest where I dreamt the whole night. So not only did I feel fantastic and ready to start my day, I had literally memories of epic dreams, and you only dream when you're having deep, restful REM sleep. So I had proof right there that my sleep had improved dramatically. I went from a couple dreams here and there to a night of dreams because of my deep, deep sleep, because of hostage tape. I said it kind of weird. Because of hostage tape. I tried it once. I'm hooked for life. I've tried other brands in the past, and I hated it. It was the way it smelled, the way it stayed on, too strong. Hostage tape is perfect. It doesn't smell like super glue right under your nose, and it's the perfect mix of strong and gentle to take off in the morning. Even if you have a beard, it is easy to remove. They are the official sleep and breathing aid of the UFC for a reason. They're the real deal, and we have a special offer. You can try it for free. Just pay $8, $8.95, shipping and handling. You'll get a sample pack and sleep better tonight. Support this show, support your sleep, support your body. $8.95 shipping and handling gets you a free sample pack. Go to hostagetape.com/weird. This is not me reading an ad. This is me telling you about something that has absolutely transformed my life. hostagetape.com/weird. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp as well. We all have things we need to get off our chest. I recently had therapy about 5 days ago, and at the end of it, I felt about 76 pounds lighter. I was joyful. I was elated. I felt spacious. And all I had done was unload something that I didn't want to carry. I wanted a professional to see me, to validate me, and to hear me. And that was incredibly, incredibly helpful. So if you were thinking about giving therapy a try BetterHelp. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Couldn't be easier. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. You can even switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. We talk about therapy a lot on this show. It is greater than the sum of its parts. I'm going to say, personally, for me, anecdotally, there's a magic quality to it. Being mirrored, being listened to by a professional who knows just how to do it. Like I said up top, it's like dropping off a huge burden. You don't have to carry it alone. And the effects afterwards, it's like the world's best cup of coffee, because you have a spaciousness and those issues have been dealt with, at least partially, which can feel so fantastic. So give BetterHelp a try. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/weirdo today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weirdo. Support the show, support your life. Get some better help going. All right, let's get back to the app. No, I know. And that's what I've seen comedy just turning the volume up on. Mm-hmm. And that's a lesson that I've taken from comics that I admire, Bill being one of them. Mm-hmm. But just like, now I kind of have less tolerance for it.
Right.
I'm like, just fucking say it.
Right.
Say it.
And what does Bill do best?
He says it.
He says it.
I was on stage, and you know what? It's great. I did the story this week. And I was talking about how I don't have sex on Valentine's Day. I just think that's funny. I'm like, nobody's telling me to fuck my wife on Valentine's Day. Like, is there anything sadder than being like, I gotta do it. It's the middle of February, and I go, fuck Hallmark. I'm gonna kill your family. And I just went too far.
Right.
But that's so fun to
like
play. Because I was saying I don't get drunk on St. Patrick's Day, and I don't fuck on Valentine's Day. I just don't want anyone telling me when to do anything. You know what I mean? But like, you go too far. I say, I'm going to kill your family, Hallmark. And then you go, and then that's the joke. Right. You're just like, I went too far. But then you later in the bit say, I'm going to kill your family. Say it again.
Right.
Say it again. We're talking about a corporation. It's not a thing.
Right.
Anyway, it's just like, I've been inspired by, I mean, have you noticed that same trend? It seems like comedy as a whole is like, say it. Whereas I think in the 80s, it was still kind of like, remember the Seinfeld episode about jerking off, but they don't say it? We all love that so much.
Right.
Now we're kind of in a place where it's like, it's the internet. It's just how we communicate. It's like that love of subtlety is sort of out the door a little bit.
Here's my take on that. There's a whole new community of comedy watchers that are like, why did he say that? What? That was so... like, oh my God. You know what I mean? And you're like, who are you people? Because you mean to tell me Eddie Murphy can't do the Raw special in 2024?
Right.
He can't be like, pull over. Woo,
right.
woo, woo, woo.
No, I'm going to go suck a dick.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, probably. I mean, maybe. But here's the thing. I mean, we talk about this on the show a lot. It just comes up. You also can. Robin Tran. Do you know Robin? She's a great transgender comedian. Wonderful. She's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
You can do anything.
You can do anything.
People get mad, but here's my addition. People were always mad.
Right.
Now they can talk, and that's actually kind of good. Let them talk, find each other, work it out. That's good. I'm not for like taking things down per se. It's just like Robin was like, Succession. Watch Succession. It won every award, and every other joke is like an incest sexual assault joke. Like, so what dystopian world do you pretend you're living in?
Right.
There's just like, when people try a product, they say if someone loves it, they'll tell one person. If they hate it, they'll tell 10 people.
Right.
That's kind of what's happening.
Right.
It's like a standard of marketing. Bill Burr says some outrageous shit. And I'm not saying, when I watched Chappelle's new special, there were parts where I was just like, come on. just like that. Just a little disappointed, I suppose. Right. But, I get it.
I mean, not right, but not Dave. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but go ahead.
I respect it, man. A lot of people don't have the balls to call me out.
Disappointed? What is the fuck?
I appreciate you saying that to me.
He paid me to be here. I'm just listening to him right now.
I may be the GOAT, but you are the friend of the GOAT. Everybody running around, Finesse running around being afraid of me. You spoke it. Truth to power. That's what I'm all about.
Clayton Bisbee.
Have a Newport. He doesn't smoke Newport. He smoked American Spirit.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's black stereotype.
I know. Newport.
You know what I meant? It wasn't like I was disappointed in Dave. I was just, some of the jokes, I was like, You know what offends me is always like, if it's something my dad would say. That's my line. It's not even that it's so much offensive. It's that I'm like, you got to be better than my dad at a barbershop. That's all I'm saying.
Here's my thing about Dave, though. I feel like you can deliver this for so long.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? Let's throw one of these in there.
That's what it felt like.
Let's throw one of these in there.
Dude, I'm not disagreeing with you. That's what it felt like to me.
But in this moment, there's still more of these in that moment than most specials have in their careers. Yeah. So when he does that joke, we're like, is that a Dave joke?
Right.
Is that a Chappelle joke?
Right.
That's not a Chappelle joke.
Right.
I can't believe she's doing that.
The standard is totally different.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the same time, is he saying, I'm being lazy, or is he saying, this is what you guys want? Because when I do this shit over here, you guys try to cancel me. You know what I mean? So no matter.
I would believe he's brilliant enough to be thinking that
Bro,
way. Yeah.
I have never been I've never been around somebody who's, to me, just brilliant.
Yeah.
I've been around a bunch of brilliant comics, but this guy,
different level.
Different level.
I don't. Now you're making me sweaty. I'm not talking shit about Dave.
No, it's too late.
I can cut it out.
No, don't.
Don't cut it out.
Don't cut shit out.
Leave it in there.
No, he's not everybody's cup of tea, bro. You know what I mean?
love
And
them.
that's fair.
I'm talking about the latest special.
Yeah, I know what I know exactly what you're talking
and it's
about.
the first 10 minutes, and I'm just like, why are we?
I
doing
saw it in
this?
development, and
Why
I was
are we
just like,
doing this?
yeah, I don't think that's gonna make the special. It was the first joke. I was
first joke.
I was like, okay.
To me, it's like, what energies are we working with? And you tell me, you know them better than I do, but I don't know them at all, is why I think you know them better than me. But it's like, that like, fuck you, you can't tell me what to do energy just isn't my favorite energy on anybody.
Right.
Anybody.
Right. But here's what I love about it. If there is a fuck you, you can't tell me what to do energy, I'd rather it come from him, who's brilliant, who knows exactly what he's doing, and can kill you in any type of conversation you want to have on any subject, anytime you're ready. I'd rather have that in his power and in his hands than just a random ass comic that's just up there who either got lucky with what
Just
he's about to
playing
say,
with
or he's just dabbling in
Just
it
playing
and he
with
sounds
fire.
like a fucking idiot.
Right.
And I've seen too many of us get up there who try to do crowd work, and you're like, you just fucked up the whole show. And I've seen us to get up there to try to do rants, and it makes no sense because you had nothing funny to follow that rant.
Yeah.
I've seen people get up there and try to do politics, and you're like, that was the dumbest premise and the dumbest takeaway I've ever heard.
Yes.
Like you're not.
Rather,
Yeah, I'd rather Dave do anything. So if he does something that's just like a physical, middle of the road, lowbrow, hey, take me out to my watery grave. I don't
dude,
know.
that was
shit is
okay.
brilliant.
Take no. I will fight. I will fight you on that.
You know
the
what?
joke can't sound like something you would riff if you told me that people went in a submarine down to the Titanic.
I purposefully saw him take watery grave from his infancy to a fucking callback. Purposefully.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
he gets
saw the
called back later?
process. Oh my God, bro.
Oh,
So you
okay.
didn't even finish the special. You watched
I
the first
didn't.
8 minutes.
I didn't.
He says about 7 times.
No.
It's his callback. But
Okay,
I
then.
but I will say this. Just like
And I was wrong.
Yeah.
I want to get that out. I was
Because-
wrong
because
because I
when-
just was like, it seems like a riff. It seems like you're doing
Nah.
a show where you're just kind of like, welcome to our.
He has a story in that last special where I forgot the damn story. All of a sudden my mind is drawing a blank. But that story that he tells at the end that you didn't watch because it was at the end. But
I've seen all the other ones.
But I've heard that story. But I've heard that story a couple of years ago. And for him, and I should say I've heard that story a couple of specials ago. So for that story to pop up on this special, it's like, you know what? This guy's process, bro. He's like, I'm not gonna do it in these last 6 specials. And because I've been a fan. He was one of the reasons I did comedy. I saw a lot of comedians. I watched Def Jam. But there was some people, you saw a set, Dave Chappelle set, how they come up with the N-word, Chris Tucker set. There was certain Bill Bellamy set. There were certain people when I was in the audience saying, I want to be that cool. I want to be that clever. I want to be that relatable. And so that's where Ricky!
There's a dog barking. I don't know if we picked it up.
But that's when that's when those type of comedians made me say, oh, I want to be a stand-up.
I think what we're talking about is, this might sound stupid, but it's like, you know how passionate people get about Star Wars? And George Lucas goes back and changes Star Wars, and we get all up in arms because we feel this ownership over Star Wars.
Right.
And I'm not even just saying this. We do that with our prophets, too. Right? Once somebody's like made of talent,
Right.
like Chappelle.
By the way, Jar Jar Binks, brilliant. Go ahead.
Love Jar Jar.
Go ahead.
That's what I meant when I said Star Wars.
No, I hated Jar Jar Binks.
Everyone hated Jar Jar Binks. Dude, nobody thought you meant it. Okay. Nobody thought you meant it.
Like, what? Miso? What the Miso? I'm like, what the hell are we? Where are we right now?
Yeah. What so you think? I don't know. It's terrible.
Even Yoda was like,
why you fucked up you be speaking?
what neighborhood he from? I don't know.
It's stupid. It's dumb. Jar Jar sucks. But when someone is so good, Star Wars, Chappelle, like someone is a dynasty, it's almost like they become a publicly traded stock. Like we all have some say. Like, why do I have an opinion on what Dave should be doing? And like, why would I say something like that joke was disappointing to me? I think it comes from a place of love where you're like, this is our
This is
best.
this is one of my favorites.
This is our best.
Yes.
You know, it's almost like, and I know people are going to get mad about all that stuff. I don't know. I'm not walking back what I said, but I'm more interested in why people are going like.
Do not. I just wanted to provide some context because I felt like, you know, my road dates were very slow. I don't know that 2022 or whatever. So I'm like, hey, I'm going on the road. Hey, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro? What city you in? Yeah, I'm pulling up. You know what I mean? So
that was your life.
Yeah, man. I'm watching his sets. I'm watching it grow. I'm watching it because I'm like, damn, you about to drop another one, huh? Why not? You know what I mean? And as soon as he dropped it, he was ready to drop another one. And I was just like, you know what? Go ahead, sir, because it takes me 3-4 years. But then I realized I'm just lazy because he also kind of shows you the blueprint, and you're like, and the common denominator is we all have this talent.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy. You know what I mean? If you really want to focus on your stand up and drop 3, you got 3 in you.
Yeah.
You have 3 in you.
Yeah.
As soon as you drop one.
Yeah.
Because I've seen your talent, and even when you riff is funny, your personal just let me take a break and drink some water, you know how to make that funny.
Right.
And then whatever you're talking about is funny.
So he's like the green light of like, believe it.
But there's also a machine. Yeah. So once you're in that machine, you know, that helps.
Right.
Because not only do you get to drop one, but everybody's going to see it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I know a gazillion comedians dropping 10 a special a year.
Well, I'm glad you said that, dude, because to get a full picture of what we're talking about, you have to consider that I dropped a Netflix special and Dave dropped a Netflix special. And you can't help but watch it. Like his is on the front page. So there's jealousy. Right. I'm just showing my cards. Of course there is.
Absolutely.
It's not just Dave, anybody. If you're on the homepage for 7 weeks and you're number one.
Right. You're on the homepage before it comes out. You're on the homepage for promo.
You're just like a get ready homepage.
Yeah.
Then how could I not watch it?
Did your special do well? Or
it did
decent?
well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, did well means it was in the top 10 for like 10 days.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then, you know, and there's Dave. He's, you know, pushing me out.
But then get ready to drop another one because just being in. Think about all the black male comics in between 35 to 55 that can't even get in. Think about all the white male comics.
Dude,
like,
I was
they got
about that.
They got a gazillion of
I
us.
talked to Orny Adams. You know Orny? Yeah. Orny put his special on Netflix. Not Netflix, YouTube. He goes, I offered it to Netflix for $1. Is what he says.
Yes.
He loves telling people that. I'm like, maybe stop telling people that.
Right.
I would have given it to him. I watched it on YouTube. No shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It wasn't funny?
No, it was so funny.
Right.
Yeah, because I would have said the same thing if it wasn't funny.
Right.
I was like, talk about you getting a social clip within 10 minutes. His first 3 lines get a genuine, real applause break.
Right.
Then it leads to another one, then another one. Truly baked into his character.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not just like, I'm a firefighter and my wife and I just got married and we just had a daughter, like cheap applause breaks. I mean, like he's getting people to like, he's right there with him. Reminded me of Carlin, reminded me of like really great high stuff. And I was like, this is on YouTube? I was like, what the fuck?
I have been performing in front of Orny or behind Orny at the Laugh Factory.
Finesse. I can't quite do it.
Yeah, I can't do his. I've never even tried to do his voice.
Robot.
I can't even do his
Pillow. I'm sleeping on a pillow. Yeah.
Down.
I got a problem with this fucking city. But I actually like following him because it's like, how are you going to follow that?
The last 3 times I saw Orny, he literally got, it was just applause break. Like you said, applause break after applause break. And
it's like a wild animal.
And I said to myself, you know what? They'll probably never give him the love that he should
like
get.
They'll love me when I'm dead.
Yeah. But why is that? And even for people like me, it's like, all right, Finesse, you were on Saturday Night Live. Came in with Kenan Thompson. Kenan Thompson's
what if you
still
saw
there.
me take a note? Oh, like I didn't know.
Yes.
No, it's right there.
But what got me on Saturday Night Live? Why did they pick me why did they pick me? I was stupid funny. I literally had the best audition. I let Cat Williams say it. I suck dick. No, just kidding.
Cat Williams comes in. You know what he did.
You know what he did.
Cat Williams is so persuasive and so charismatic. I was like, did I say? Did I do that? Is that how I got my stuff? Because he's saying it with such conviction.
I did take a nap.
That's everybody. And I'm like, do I not remember?
I literally had to go on. I literally go on a "It's Not Everybody" tour.
Yes.
When you hit the road,
Yes.
because people don't know, and they love Cat. He's so believable. That was so believable and so relatable. And you're like, so many people like MAGA, but so many people are like, I knew it.
It's a trick.
It's a trick. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Right.
Those people don't deserve that. And we're going to expose them all.
That's right.
And get them out of the way.
That's why it's always, you can draw a big crowd by being like, you think, I'm just picking Kevin Hart as an example. I don't know anything about any of these details. I'm just saying, like, you really think Kevin Hart just got 7 movies?
Right.
And you're like, well, okay, now you're giving me a choice. Either he did something evil and secret, or life isn't fair.
Right.
And he's just more talented than I am.
Right.
That's my favorite Lorne Michaels quote, by the way.
Right.
He goes, show business isn't fair. He goes, yeah, talent isn't fair. He goes, you think I want to be producing SNL? I'm adding that part. But it's like, you know what I mean? He wanted to be as funny as Bill Murray. Yeah. He wanted to be, it's not fair. So it's either unfair and you're just sort of like short end of the stick, or he put on a robe with a goblet and there was an orgy and Kevin Hart, you have been like, that's a more appealing story.
It's just funny. The Lorne Michael advice that he gave me was the interns and pages that you see working during the week at the after party after the show, you're going to see them again that Monday.
That's good.
And I knew exactly what he was saying. I was just like,
that's like
duly noted, sir.
It's like comedy clubs.
Yeah. Duly noted. Lorne Michaels is a very funny guy. Very if there's a Jedi,
you're gonna see them again on Monday.
You're gonna see them again on Monday.
So let's just say Horatio Sands had a few awkward table reads.
Pick wisely, because they're not going anywhere. They're usually connected. That's how they got the job in the first place.
There's a network. It's like the mushrooms under trees. There's a complicated network talking to itself.
The pages that go to actually run NBC, that wasn't luck. Do you know who my father is?
So I feel like I might be interrupting you. You started going on about Cat. I got excited.
No, but
and then you were saying how I got SNL.
No, I was just. I think I was just talking about what we were both mentioning, is that the placement and where they put you in the machine, from a manager to one of the agents that no one can say no to the people who they surround you with, the publicist that it does more work than any of them. You know, all that stuff is by design. It costs a lot of money. And you're the part that makes the money, but we put you in that position. Right. So the minute you say you have a headache, all of a sudden we go from Super Nice to Ike Turner. Like, Adam A., get your ass out there on that stage, because we got 34. We got 34. We got Sioux Falls. We got. You know.
So they need you to produce.
Yeah. We need you to produce, because not only did you bet on yourself and you got super, super close to the finish line, we're pulling the finish line toward you and let you know, now the race really starts. Because now you're in the conversation of the Matt Rifes and the Chappelles and the Seguras and the Burt Kreischers and the everybody who's out there touring. They can't stop if they wanted to. They took that upfront money. You know what
do you mean? You think they got paid up front?
So most of them did. You get a check
to start a tour.
Absolutely.
And it's like, you got to keep going.
You got to go.
That's funny, because I talked.
Nobody's paying you at the end of the show, at the end of the night. Nobody's handing you a check. No. That check has already been given to you. Now go do these dates.
Oh, that's really interesting, because I've had conversations with some of those high-level arena guys. And I'm like, so you're telling me every weekend you make enough to pay off my house?
Right.
And then same conversation, you're saying you're not home enough and you miss your family, you miss your friend, whatever it is. So like, why not do one date? Although the answer I got was like, because they're not going to love me forever. And I was like, who fucking cares?
Right.
You made $50 million.
Right.
Why do you have to do that 3 years in a row? Why not? This is, you tell me, am I crazy? I'm like, if you make $50 million, you now get kiss my ass money.
Right.
So why is no one that I know at that level, not no one I know, but nobody, not a lot of them at that level, seem to be saying kiss my, either that or they really have the compulsion to always be doing it, always be doing it, always be doing it. And I'm like, where's the like, it's almost like church talk. Is it so alluring? But here's 50 more million.
Yeah.
Is it like impossible to say no?
I look at it like this. The people who are in the business to make money, print money, which brings power and influence, it's so addictive. It's so controlling that why would it stop? Because it is a stock. You're not the funniest guy for 20 years. You're the funniest guy for 5 years. I'm not the funniest guy for 35 years. I'm the funniest guy for 7 years. We can look at all the comics that we were like, remember, heck, but they got a new one now.
Right.
They got a new horse, you know,
Right.
and you put your money down on that new horse. And then when you don't know if a horse is, then you put your money down on a friend that you trust that's telling you that's the new horse. And you go with that horse. Because in your business, you're just like, I don't care whose horse it is.
You mean this is from the
Can
rep
they
side.
finish can they finish the race?
Right. But I also heard the first thing you said, which is like, it is the best, maybe not the best, but maybe the most addictive drug in the world is to have a couple $100 million and just walk around peeing on birthday cakes or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Just bathtub
Take
full
me
of,
to my watery grave. What are we going to do about it? Nothing.
right.
Nothing.
Right.
I heard my dog say space Jews. I said, space Jews? Oh, that check is cleared.
Right. He's already been big.
That check is cleared.
Right.
It's in the bank.
Right.
They can't get it back.
That's one of the things, not to bring it back to Chappelle, but that's always, to me, when I'm watching him, I'm like, remember when I actually thought, I'm not just saying this, I thought it was brilliant. He's talking about how Comedy Central screwed him over. And I was like, what's really a masterful thing about this is everyone in this audience knows this dude has however many tens of millions of dollars, and we're still caring that he got screwed over. You know what I mean? Like, how did that not veer into a space where it's like, but we know you're doing okay.
Because he told the story backwards.
Yeah.
He got screwed over at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
And now that he's powerful enough to do something about it, I want to make sure you guys know what they did so that it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah.
And
That's
if
what
it
I mean,
does
profit
happen
stuff.
to you,
Yeah.
at least you know what they're doing in perpetuity throughout the
It's
universe.
in the contract. It's the 3-card
It's
money.
in the contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just sort of like, and I appreciate that because we
me
need
too.
those people telling that side of the business versus, they suck dick.
Well,
Because
dude,
that's the short answer.
Isn't that funny?
That's the answer
same
that
thing.
nobody can. That's the answer that's like, I knew it. You know
Well,
what I
that's
mean?
why when they say in Hollywood that they're eating babies and whatever, all this stuff, I'm like, they are metaphorically.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just not
And
as...
one or two
And
actually
one or two
maybe
appetizer.
have nibbled on some thumbs.
Just a couple
One
thumbs.
or two.
Just
Yes.
a couple thumbs. Who hasn't had a thumb?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a juicier, sexier, more viral story to be like, they're vampires. And I'm like, no, the reason why the vampire story resonates for hundreds of years is because we know that there are people that are sequestered in caves that are sucking life from other things, you know, and this isn't code for any specific group. I'm just saying if there's money being made, somebody is finding a way to get a piece and take it back to the castle.
Right.
That's what people do.
I think if you're in the business to do better than your predecessor, right? Then, and you're not the talent, then hey, you like that office, you like that jet, you like those vacations, you like private school for your kids, and this generational wealth you're creating without having one piece of talent. All you're doing is picking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're a day trader.
Yeah, you're a day trader. So you're just like, hey, bring me the best stock to bet on. And will that stock go to Des Moines, Iowa?
Yes. For this much money.
Yes, because everybody wants to go to San Francisco, Atlanta, and LA, but will you go to Sioux Falls? That's what I need to know. because there's a lot of money to be made. And I need you to have the same attitude and the same show, and I don't need any fucking lawsuits or any rape cases or any drug overdoses.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're going to give you we're going to give half of this money up front.
Tell me if you think about yourself this way, because I do a little bit too, borrowing it from their perspective in a healthy way, going like, and yeah, I'm a day trader that's betting on me. And there's something really empowering about that, meaning I'll do a show, I'll have a good attitude, all the things you just mentioned. I'm not going to get drunk and take a shit on the bar. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do it like it is, you know, New York City when I'm in Sioux Falls.
Right.
Because now it's like I'm my own employee.
Yeah. But you're mature now and you're a professional now.
Right.
And you realize the depression that you could have been in or was in or dabbled with 2 years ago, 3 months ago, 15 years ago. You're like, you know what? I realize it's still up to me. Yeah. It's still up to me to get up every day.
Yeah.
Still up to me to look at my wife and say I like her. Still up to me to try to be a good example to my girls. You know, it's up to me. And so once you get over that part of it, what is the most consistent thing about that life? Oh, yeah, I do love telling jokes.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I can control.
Right.
So let me, you know, try to manage all that and stay faithful to my baby.
Yeah.
Which is how everything started. Everything came out of this.
I've said it a million times, but stand-up is your wife. Everything else is your mistress.
Yeah.
And it's like, you go do a show, but you always come back to your wife.
But it's the reverse.
What do you mean?
Stand-up is your mistress.
Because it's exciting?
Yes. You'll sneak out the house for your mistress. You'll just lay there with your wife. You're phoning in with her.
I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll just say it's a good, healthy, exciting marriage.
Yes. Yes.
But yes, typically that can be like, because it is fun. When was it? Was it last night? I don't even remember, man. This is what is being a parent, right?
Mark that. That's a soundbite.
That's the soundbite. Well, what was it? Just me staring off. I think it was.
No, my wife's saying, wait a minute. So the wife is the boring part and comedy is the bitch.
Oh, there's your soundbite. We'll have your wife post it on her Instagram.
Yes.
With a bunch of emojis. No comment, just bad emojis.
You know what? If you pick the wrong woman in this game, you're done.
Tell me.
You just done. There's no way you'll be able to focus on stand-up.
Yeah.
There's no way you'll be able to leave the house and have a clear head. Be stuck in a hotel room while you're listening to the background noise of what she might be doing, which is something, I don't know. Then who knows what you're doing because you're thinking she's doing something. It's just a brain fuck. And you come home and you only got 3 or 4 days to figure it out before you go back out on the road. Right. And you never figure it out.
Right.
You're just washing your clothes, putting your favorite jeans in the wash, your favorite T-shirt. Yeah. And before you know it, you're like 3 or 4 years went by. If you make it that long and you're like, I don't really know you.
Right.
You know? And she's like, I don't even know you.
Who is that?
And that sexy thing that she was laughing at because she was in the crowd the first couple of times. Yeah. And that thing, that's way gone. Because now it's just another show. And it's the thing that keeps you away from her.
Right. Right.
It's the one thing that you're like Superman about. Yeah. And then when you come in the house, sometimes you still want to be Superman. And she's like, mm-mm.
That's like, remember the Patrice bit? He's like, you're a big game fisherman. And it's like, and then the thing that made you attract your partner is the thing they want you to stop doing.
Oh, yeah.
He meant picking up women, but I hear you saying that with stand-up. No, it's a huge thing. I love your album about who here's been married twice. Like, who's on their second. Because I'm on my second. And I thought that was hilarious. And in my first marriage...
You ever get into your second marriage and start saying shit like, well, maybe it is me. It's one of my favorite jokes.
Yes, it's
one of my
great.
Favorite jokes.
You know what? Another one that reminds me of that?
What?
Is you ever realize you live in a bad neighborhood because you saw a movie? That is so. He saw a Training Day and he goes, "That's my house.
That's my house. I live next door to Denzel's girlfriend."
You thought LA was affordable. You just live in a bad neighborhood.
From Atlanta, it's like this place is just as affordable as Atlanta.
Yes.
And I'm on Rodeo Drive. No,
Too
nigga,
good.
That's Rodeo. Martin Luther King is the cross street.
Oh, no. Too good. But when I was in my first marriage, I remember I'd have a show or something, and it would be kind of like a thing. Not a big thing, but I'd feel bad about it. I'm like, I'm doing a show. I remember saying to her, I was like, I just want it to be normal. Mm-hmm. like that was my dream, was to be in a marriage where you could almost be like, and now here's the punchline. I'm in that marriage. It's 4 o'clock and I'm like, I have a spot tonight, and it's not a big thing.
It's not a big thing.
I don't do it too much, but I do it just the right amount. I got my Largo on Saturday, so I got a couple spots this week, warm up, and it's normal. And that is a gift.
You have to find the partner that wants you to do that as much as you want.
Yeah.
Because what they want to do is be married.
So
some women want to be married.
Yeah.
His job is his job. That's what he does. But that's my husband, and I'm married.
And I want to be married.
And I want to be married.
Meaning I want this to work.
I want this to work.
What I hear you saying, it's a funny way to say it, and what you're saying is universally applicable, which is, it's the same thing with maybe you're gonna laugh, but my wife dances. I don't mean like stripper, or whatever. I'm not trying to be funny. What is the word that you say now?
Exotic dancer.
Exotic dancer. She's not an exotic dancer.
Oh, damn.
It's over for old Holmesy. That was it. That's the clip. Honest mistake. She's not an exotic dancer. She dances, and when she comes home from dancing, I'm like, it's finesse after a set. I was like, that's the thing that she does that connects her. Gets her moving, gets her heart up, gets her feeling safe, gets her feeling seen. It's her stand-up.
Yeah.
So it's not, stand-ups are a special weird breed that need to do their thing.
Right.
We all have our thing.
Right.
And now I feel like we're both being mature, second marriage guy kind of thing, growing up. Everybody has their thing. And if you love your partner, you find a way to make it work. You know what I mean? And have it not be a thing.
Quickest way to fail at a relationship is when a woman does not have her thing, and the man is trying to help her find it. So
Bad news bears.
Even if he succeeds, it's not even her thing.
Yeah.
Because you helped her.
He just peed all over the birthday cake. No, for real.
Yeah. Sometimes you can make so much money, and I used to be in this problem. Sometimes you can make so much money where the person is like, this was my job. Never really wanted to do that. But now we can afford for me to have time to myself to figure this out. But this is taking longer than I thought. But anyway, I'll find it. Meanwhile, every now and then the dude is like, hey, did you find your thing? You know, and vice versa. And here's the thing that women don't understand. They are horrible at being dudes. We get so much shit for just being a dude. Let them make all the money or make the majority of the money, and you're trying to find something as you're in between your thing. Man, women talk to you like shit. Still on the couch, huh? Still watching it. Didn't they lose yesterday? You still watching that same team?
In this situation, they're out making the money.
They have a great job.
Right.
And you were an author.
I see.
You were a school teacher.
Right.
But you want to find your thing now.
You're reminding me.
They have less patience.
Who is it? I'm blanking. We're just a blank podcast. She just did a special. She's so funny. Black woman, lesbian, HBO.
Sam J.
Sam J had a bit about that.
Did she?
Where she's the dude, and it's such a funny bit. And she, in a way that she's uniquely qualified to really go for it in a hard way because woman, and she's saying I'm the dude, so she's hidden that dynamic. It was so funny.
When her girl is her girl is packing 2 suitcases for herself, and they fill to the top, and she looking at Sam J like. She's like, bitch, I'm a woman too. Who gonna get these bags? Why you packing all that shit? Go away for 2 days, ho. Yeah.
That is it. That is exactly it.
For me and my wife, it's just I'm on team marriage. That's what I learned from the first relationship. You gotta be on team marriage, and whatever I go through, I just need her to just be like, I see it.
Yep.
I see it.
Guys, I am so excited that this show is sponsored by a new Pete's Pick, our friends at Kitten Games. We have been having a terrible time getting our 5.5-year-old daughter, Leela, to sit at the dinner table and have a screen-free, stress-free dinner with her parents that we all enjoy. And no joke, Kitten Games has changed all of that. Now we have so much more screen-free family time. All three of us, we do it every dinner. We sit down with Kitten Games. So I'm so glad to be working with them. It's a great new way to support the show if you guys are interested. Our house favorite is the best worst ice cream. Leela's too young for Ram Dass Talks. She's too young for my stand-up. She's perfect for the best worst ice cream, which is super fun. I'm not just saying that. I absolutely love it. It's getting us excited. We're freaking out, and she's 5 and she understands the stakes and the dynamic. I know it's a silly game about gross ice cream flavors, but I'm watching her right in front of my eyes, secretly learning about strategy, critical thinking, and pattern recognition. She's also, in my opinion, learning a critical lesson about how gambling is stupid. So it's got like kind of a juice to it and a gambling kind of feel to it, and you lose big when you play dumb, and that's such a valuable lesson. We also play My Parents Might Be Martians. Excuse me, I said that kind of weird. My Parents Might Be Martians. Said it weird, that's kind of perfect. That's the game. We try to get Leela to guess a word, and the dad or the mom, as the Martian, can only say one syllable word. So if the clue is kangaroo, I might say thing, big thing, with kid in pouch. And believe it or not, Leela gets so excited and guesses kangaroo, and we all freak out. I'm watching her build her vocabulary, her cognition, her focus, her processing. It's so fun. But most importantly, we're all at the table enjoying one another and eating dinner together as a family. Every game in the Kitten game line was designed by a 4-year-old and her dad, so you know it's kid tested and kid approved. To get your own copy of these games and check out also their games for adults, like Exploding Kittens, the one that they're famous for, head to explodingkittens.com and use code WEIRD to get a nice discount on your purchase and support the show. Our kids aren't going to be kids forever. There's no time for boring games. Kitten Games, let's get into it. Get Exploding Kittens for yourselves if you're grown-ups, or try some of those games for kids for your kiddos. Also, we're brought to us by our friends at Alpha Brain. Guys, you know, for the past over a decade, I have sworn by Alpha Brain. It is a nootropic. That means it helps your memory, your concentration, and your focus. It is like fish food for your creativity, for your memory, to dial you in. It is not a stimulant. It is earth-grown ingredients that help you access every part of your brain. So for the past decade plus, if I'm doing stand-up, if I'm doing a podcast, if I'm writing my book, if I'm writing a script, whatever I'm doing that involves my brain, I'm taking 2 or 3 Alpha Brain 15 minutes prior, and the difference is palpable. I keep it in my car. I keep it in my travel bag. I keep it in the pockets of my coats. You guys know I am serious about Alpha Brain. You've never listened to an episode of this podcast, including this one, where I don't have it in my system. And if you're doing something that involves your brain and you would like to dial that up and get that assistance, not like coffee, not jittery, but just something that helps you use your noggin, try Alpha Brain. Go to ONNIT, ONNIT.com/weird. You will get 10% off everything you see on that landing page. That's ONNIT.com/weird. All right, everybody, back to the show. What we say to my daughter all the time is, I believe you. And that is exactly what I hear you saying. So she's going through a thing. She goes, I don't like going to school. My teacher uses her big boy voice. That's what we say is like, you know, your firm voice. And I go, I believe you. That's always the first thing. I believe you. That sounds hard. But what's crazy is that sounds like little kid technique. My wife says it, and I say it to her. I believe you. It's fucking powerful.
It's powerful, yeah.
I did a show. It went bad. I feel like they didn't like me. I believe you. That sounds rough. Sounds like you're feeling vulnerable or whatever it is. That's team marriage.
Absolutely.
Right there. And she knows, like me with her dancing, stand-up to me is like 15 Xanax or something. I can be neurotic. That's how I know I need to do a spot. So I start getting a little weird. And then I go do a spot and I just feel great.
I go out like 3 times a week.
Is that right?
If I'm in town, I'm going out.
Yeah.
And she encourages that. She's like, go.
Yeah.
You know. And what do they give us? $100, $50, $150? But I'm going. I want my $150.
Yeah.
And I want to get on stage. And I don't care if I say the exact same joke for 10. It's just something about this is what I do. Because one thing I'll never forget that I did in my career is I got on Saturday Night Live and I never went out in the city of New York to do stand-up.
Why?
Don't know why. I think the show was stressful.
I was gonna say, you know who else would have done that?
The show was just stressful to me.
I wouldn't. I
did not feel like I had allies, even though I felt like I was a part of something.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what at the time.
Dude, I feel like that environment is not friendly to a dude like me. I'm seeing myself in you. I'd go in and be like, am I welcome? What's happening?
Right.
And it seems like
doors shutting, everybody's writing, and you're like, should I shut my door?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And what are they like Chris Rock, waiter, own a restaurant. What are the chances that you're going to be that type of smart to figure out how to work it's like the Harvard Lampoon. It's like you have to figure out how to what doors do you go in? Like I watch SNL. What's that young kid? He's Latino. He's incredible. I love him. It doesn't matter.
That's on SNL right now?
Yeah, he's on SNL right now. Marcel, maybe. I don't know. I just like
Sam J.
Sam J. Marcelo Hernandez. I think he's fantastic. And when I watch him, I go, that's a dude that has I'm coming in your office energy.
Right.
And you'd be happy to see him.
Right.
And then I'm like, you got let go as you, Parnell, and Sands at the same time. I just researched that.
No, it was
Oh, then it's wrong.
I mean, it was like 6 people.
Oh, it was more than that.
Yeah. But yeah, those people.
It's just like when I see Parnell, he did this pod. Parnell is like a audiobook.
You put Parnell before me?
You just walk? Dude, please do. It would be so viral. Please walk.
Chris Parnell.
Chris Parnell.
That's what we doing. Let's go, Bucky.
It would be so great for numbers if you could please just get really mad at me. Chris Parnell, the man you would cast as an audiobook narrator. He's just a perfect.
He's super talented, though.
Oh no, he's hilarious.
Oh my God, man.
He's one of a kind.
That's what I think I do, but I think.
But I don't see Parnell busting into rooms. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That might help. You tell me. You were there. I wasn't there.
Chris,
surviving at SNL.
Yeah, it was just it was weird because Keenan and I came in at the same time, so we just wanted to be friends with everybody, and I don't know, but we were also at that age where we were in New York City, we're about to go out, and we ended up going out every night. We just
really
every night, Pete, every night.
Just what is this? Booze?
Clubs.
We boozing?
We just in clubs.
Just being in clubs.
Yeah, I mean we drinking. It was just.
It wasn't like a stress. Like let's go get fucked up or like maybe.
No, it was like it's 1 o'clock. We got. We would smoke. We would leave around 12:30.
Yeah,
I didn't, bro. I was still seeing him on Nickelodeon for one. Yeah. So the audition and to get it, and then we're out there and we're in New York City. We got the gig. I fucked him up because I saw him in the airport when we were leaving to go to S, and it was like a red eye, and we kind of had heard. I heard he got it, but you don't really know who else got it. So he saw me and he was just like, "Hey man, congratulations, man. Heard you got it." And I was like, "Got what?" He was like, "SNL." I was like, I didn't get it. I'm on my way to Atlanta. And he was like, I said, "You on your way to New York?" He was like, my bad. I said, "I'm fucking with you, dog. I got it." I said, "I'm fucking with you." He was like, "That's what we doing, Finesse. That's what we doing. Don't do me like that." But man, we got there and we were just so happy. Me, Keenan, JB Smooth, we were all just so happy.
Do you regret the going out? Why did we mention the going out?
What I regret looking back at it is I did not work as hard as I thought I could have been, as I should have been working. When I thought I was working hard, I just thought I didn't have a lot of support. Yeah. And then back then I thought JB didn't have a lot of support, even though he was funny as shit and had these funny ass pitches. We would be left to our own to sort of write these sketches. And then a lot of times Keenan would be put in sketches because he's just super dope. You know what I mean? Yeah, so he could do anything. So it was just like, oh man, I forgot. We should be working on characters. And we going to the club? And that was me.
Right.
We going to the club?
But how old were you?
33, 32.
I mean, it feels...
But in New York club days, I was 24, maybe?
Yeah.
And everybody, The Wire... That cast from Baltimore, you see them in the club. Yeah. The Sopranos, you see them in the club.
Wow.
Leonardo DiCaprio, the models, see him in the club, Ashton Kutcher's, anybody who was bubbling. Anybody who was just like, this is my first debut solo album from the group that I used to.
Yeah.
All
Beyonce was
those
there.
people. Everybody was in the clubs.
Wow.
And the thing about SNL is you knew what clubs to go to.
Because
And it was
all
just-
those people come through.
Yeah, and it was just open arms. So when you're in the club and you're a club bunny, and I was already in clubs anyway, but to do it like that on that level, shit. I was addicted to it. I loved the club life more than I loved SNL, and that's what I look back on and I say, I had my moments.
Right.
But I didn't really develop characters where I was just like focused on it every week. Like I gotta get this character on.
Right.
You know, I was a dude trying to do it like my stand-up. My stand-up.
Is that how you got on? Was your
Stand-up?
audition stand-up, or
Yeah.
did you do the proper, not the proper,
Stand-up.
but you know what I mean?
Stand-up. I did how black people found out the movie Crouching Tiger had subtitles for the first time. So I had this whole 7-minute bit of going to the Magic Johnson Theater down on Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Because you know how black people love karate movies, but they found out they had to read for 2.5 hours. So I did about 7 different characters. It was brilliant. It was 7 different characters in the movie theater, and I acted out all of them, finding out we had to read. You know what I mean? So and it was this bit that just stood them up. And back then, you would get these comedy deals from the different development deals, and so Fox was giving me a deal and something else, and the audition, the Tracy Morgan replacement audition, came out of nowhere, and I just did it. Next thing I know, I'm like, I guess I'm going to Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
Because I thought I was going to be developing something on Fox at the time.
Oh, wow.
Because everybody had loved that bit, went to Montreal and did it. You know,
Wow.
You go through those things where the networks are sending you gifts and shit, and break a leg, we love you, da da da. Talk when we get back, and I'm just like, man,
See you soon.
I'm about to get a deal on this thing. And next thing I know, I'm on SNL, and that came out of nowhere. So I'm just like, I guess I'm going to New York, guys.
Wow.
So,
Was there part of you that's kind of like, because remember Dave?
Fuck, I should have stayed.
Right. Well, Dave Coulier, that's no disrespect to your career now. I'm just saying there is like a what could have been thing, because remember Dave Coulier was about to be on SNL. I think they gave it to Dana Carvey instead, and then he got Full House. Not that you want to be on Full House, but it's always just like, whenever there's a crossroads, you're like, well, which way was which?
And you never know. But some people that I've met who didn't get it, that was super talented, because I remember when they were looking to get a black girl on the show, and a bunch of black girls, some dope girls we brought to that audition, and I helped them with that audition, or just finding talent.
Yeah.
But a lot of those girls were like, I think I'm kind of glad I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But I see them working everywhere now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, I could see where that might have slowed you down.
Right.
Versus the women who did get it, they're doing great too. But Tracy had said something to me, and he was just like, with each black person that walked through that door and do an amount of time on this show, the show adjusts to how they should be utilizing them, and how you're gonna benefit from Tracy, and I'm gonna benefit from Eddie and this and Rock and da da da. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because now when I see people pop on that show, it's just sort of like, oh, okay, it wasn't that easy, when I was there. But that was the same thing that Dean Edwards was saying, or Tracy was saying.
I remember Dean did stand up about it. I used to see Dean talk about it. I always remember his face. He goes, I was broke. Then I got Saturday Night Live. He's sitting down, and he did his Denzel wash. I always do Dean's Denzel, which is, that's you. That's all.
But me, I sit back and I'm like, oh, Michael Chase at the update desk.
Yeah.
They're doing that now.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so that's allowed now. Okay. All right. Go, Che.
Well, ripples in the pond, man. Things are changing. It's good.
Things are changing,
you were part
bro.
of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting. I have strong feelings about that show, especially now that I'm way past consideration to be on it. You know what I mean? I feel like I can speak freely. Not to maybe host.
Yeah, you can host.
Maybe host.
But what was the guy's name who passed away? The older guy.
Oh, Phil
Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You can get on
Daryl
later.
Hammond. You can get on later if you want to. Just whatever you go. That's your goal.
I'm going to New York. It becomes a
Lauren
musical.
wouldn't even audition you, dog. Lauren would probably just say, Pete's on. We got rid of one Pete and we're bringing a new Pete.
We need a Pete.
We need a Pete.
We need a Pete. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. It's funny because I always heard that Lauren likes to break people, like not break them psychologically. He likes to be the one that discovers them.
Oh, both. No, just kidding.
A little from column A, a little from column B. Well, we're almost out of time, meaning normal.
Man, we've been here 9 hours.
Like your joke about the prayer?
Yes.
Your daughter? So funny. But speaking of prayer, we talk about the meaning of life. Well, you got anything?
The meaning of life.
But like God, you believe in God?
Absolutely, I believe in God.
Yeah.
I believe in God.
What does that mean to you?
It means to do right by others. Call a spade a spade. What's for you is for you, as people say. And more importantly, just be authentic and handle your responsibilities and live up to your responsibilities, and don't take shit out on people that don't deserve it. And
kindness. So I'm here.
You don't have to be kind. You don't have to be kind all the time because people aren't kind to you. You got to protect yourself, protect your energy, protect your mental space. Or
so boundaries.
Boundaries. That hotel room, this room that I hang out in, your sauna, all that stuff. That's your space. Mm-hmm. And you got to find people that respect that space. When your wife comes in from dance, how was it, honey? Had a good time? That's all she's looking for.
Right, because that's loving her like you want to be loved.
Absolutely.
The golden rule.
My wife writes down, when my wife comes to my set, she'll have in her phone everything I said.
Yeah, my wife does that too.
And so on the drive home, she'll say, this one really hit. She's used the terminology and stuff. She knows the lingo. This really hit.
No,
you
my
probably,
wife.
You probably need to put a tag on this one.
Can I tell you? I'm in love with your wife, because I'll be sitting with Val. We were at a dinner, and I did something, and she goes, "That's a bit."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Will you marry me?
Uh-huh.
Will you marry me again?"
Yeah.
You know what it was? I don't know if I can make this funny, but I was trying to introduce myself to somebody at a party. She was looking down at a bowl of popcorn, like really looking like she lost something in it. She was distracted by the popcorn. But I'm awkward. I got my hand out. Mm-hmm. But like, what do you say?
Right.
You don't know her name. Mm-hmm. That's the whole point. So I'm going, "Hey, hey, lady." Right. And I was doing that, going, "Human person, lady, over here." Right. It made us laugh really hard. But then on the way home, I was like, I don't know if that's really a bit. And honestly, as I'm saying it right now, maybe not a bit. Hey. But if you have a partner, we've already made this point, but if she goes, "That's a bit," or if I say, "Val, I think you need to go on that retreat or dance," or whatever it is, that is the golden rule. That's loving somebody how you want to be loved, which is very, very spiritual. You think when you die, it's over?
Do I think when I die, is it over? I've been thinking about that. That's crazy. Yes.
Yes, over.
Yes. I think you have no recollection or memory of the new spirit that you become and rebirth into a body.
A new person.
I think you have no recollection of.
Wiped clean.
That's a TV show.
Huh?
I want to do a TV show with you.
With me?
Yeah. I want to do a funny sitcom. I just want to do a classic. We get to work by 9:30.
Oh, you talking multi?
By 4:30, yeah.
Dude, I did a multicam.
Mm-hmm.
Here's to that.
Yeah.
Let's hope we're on a multicam
Let's
together.
do a multicam.
Because there, you got the right... How old are you now?
Huh?
Oh, you don't want a Hollywood now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Hollywood. 37, 8, 42, 54. I don't know.
The only reason I ask is because... I'm 45. That's when you start getting smart about your dreams, and you go like, I don't just want anything.
Oh yeah,
I want a nice NBC, CBS, something like that sitcom.
Damon Wayans to name drop. What up, Rusty?
That's Scout, baby. You can be in the show, Scout.
But he said to me, I saw him at the Grove, and I said, "Man,
Damon Wayans just walking around the Grove."
Yeah, having dinner. I said, "Man, having lunch," and I said, "Man, Lethal Weapon." You lucky as hell. He was like, "Oh, to sit in my trailer at 3 a.m, waiting to be called on set, and they were just camera blocking. Yeah, you think that's the shit I want to do? You think I want to jog and run like I'm chasing people? No, Finesse. I want my wife and kids back." And I realized,
wait,
oh shit,
no,
oh shit, yeah. He said, yeah, Finesse. Sitcom life, it's the best. Really, if you can get a game show, get a fucking game show.
Dude.
But sitcom life is the best. You show up at a certain time.
Yeah.
You block, you rehearse, you shoot a certain day, you go home.
Let me tell you what I didn't expect about it. I did one season of a CBS show.
I did one season of a Fox show.
You got a gift basket too. I didn't get no gift basket. When I did that show, I didn't expect it to be as fulfilling as it was. I thought I would be kind of like, it's corny. It's not cool. I didn't give a shit.
I didn't give a shit, bro.
Not just like it didn't bother me. Like I loved it. I loved every day. Every day. You know what it felt like? It felt like I was putting on a talent show at a summer camp. It just felt like we were happy kids being like, let's put on a little play tonight.
Right.
And we did it. And I was like, I can't believe this is TV. Crashing. I just did a movie. What Damon was saying, sitting in your trailer. I'm not complaining, but like when you know what it's like, table read Monday, block Tuesday, rehearse Wednesday, shoot Thursday.
And then a comedy club on Saturday night? Are you kidding me? And I get another check?
And then it's over. The episode's done. And then they have the balls to be like, and don't worry, it's 3 weeks on, 1 week off. I'm like, I don't need a vacation from this. Keep going. I love this.
I did roadies with Showtime. Cameron Crowe show. I'm like, I'm fucking working with Cameron Crowe. Man, I'll never forget this, bro. It was like, it's all white cast. I'm like the only black guy, I think. And I didn't know even why he picked me. You know what I mean?
None of your people got the email?
None of my people got the email. We're shooting in Vancouver, and it was the day before shoot. And for whatever reason, I smoked so much weed. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm downstairs in the lobby leaving the hotel. Now we shoot the next day. It was like 8 o'clock. I'm leaving. Cameron Crowe is coming in. And I'm like, and he walks up to me and he's like, this is going to be so much fun. Now, I know I smell like weed because I can smell it. And when you actually smell it, that means if you can smell weed on you, you smoked a lot of weed.
It's like when you're drunk and you think you're stammering or slurring. You're slurring a lot.
So I'm just like, okay, Finesse, calm down. You don't know this, but you don't know him like that, but just act normal. He's like, we're going to have so much fun. I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock. I was like, 8 o'clock. He's like, all right, be safe. I was like, all right. I don't even know where I was going, bro. I was just like, I said, I think I'm just going to stand out in the front. Maybe there was a casino. I don't know where I was going at 1 o'clock in the morning right before shoot day, but I saw the director, the dude who hired me. And I'm just like, and he's just like,
I would have used your line and been like, I'm just taking out the trash.
I'm just taking out the trash.
I'm just taking out the trash. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back, Cam.
I actually was asleep.
I'm going to study my lines. I like to learn outside.
That is so
outside.
funny.
Yeah.
Do you think, though, that there's a part of you, I sound like a therapist, that is like, your talent is such an X factor, electric, flowy, organic thing that you're like, all right, then don't go to bed at 8 o'clock and get up and look at your lines. Like you want to keep it spontaneous and fresh and a little left of center. Like you want to knock your own TV antenna just a little to the left before you do anything.
I'm one of those dudes that even if I feel like I know it, like I know it. I know the scene. I'm the one with the sides. I'm learning the sides in the van on the way.
Yeah.
I'm learning the sides in the makeup chair.
Yeah.
And I'm praying the magic happens when I go out there.
That's me too.
But like I'm gonna sit down the day before and I'm gonna get together with the other cast member and we're gonna run lines and all that.
Well, because you're trying to bring your talent to the set, not. Yeah. You know, that's not to say.
And then he also said,
I don't prepare, but
he also said, basically, I'm Cameron Crowe. I'm pretty dope. So read my shit, read that, and then when you get that, do what you want to do. And I was just like, dope.
Oh, he's like, get it the way I wrote it.
Yeah, get it the way I wrote it.
Yeah, because he's Cameron Crowe.
I'm Cameron Crowe. I'm not these sitcom-y people.
Right.
Fucking Cameron
the
Crowe.
same Fox.
Yeah, the same Fox,
I'm
buddy.
the Silver Fox.
Something that I put in, that shit is going to be called back 2 episodes from now. So you got to say it like that.
That's right. That's right.
You put thought into it like that. Okay.
Oh, watery grave isn't just a throwaway line?
It's not a throwaway line, buddy. It's not a throwaway line. I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant. Nicaraguans in Paris.
Play Nicaraguans in Paris. What would she? Would she?
Would she?
Let me ask you the final question.
Okay.
Can you tell me a time in your life? Well, first,
Yesterday.
Tell me a name droppy story because you're an SNL dude, but you're also just out there.
Kevin Spacey hit on me.
No. Did he?
I like the cut of your jib. I had no clue what that meant.
And you weren't going to stick around to find out.
Somebody pulled me to the side and was like, "Are you're okay? You're cool, right?" I was like, "Yeah. Why?" Well, he kind of just flirted with you a little bit.
I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah. I'm like, what does that mean? What is that?
I love the idea of Kevin Spacey being like, I know just what to say.
I know.
Excuse me, boy. Not boy. He wouldn't say boy. Sorry, that sounded wrong. Excuse me, Finesse. I like the way.
He might say boy. He might say boy.
I did not mean it that way.
How do I break the ice with this?
Yes.
Tall drink of
See,
water.
I was going for he's young. He's older than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot that.
But
so Kevin Spacey hit on you.
No. What was your question?
That's it. That was good.
A name drop?
No. That paid out. I was gonna say, what is a time in your life that you can remember easily that you laughed really, 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 really hard? Here are some prompts to get you there. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be a good story. Mm-hmm. Just if you're laughing, tears are coming down your face. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're a kid. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're stoned. Maybe someone fell. Maybe someone farted. Mm-hmm. Maybe you were in church. Maybe you're somewhere you weren't supposed to laugh. Mm-hmm. But what comes to mind? Again, it doesn't have to be great. You don't have to make me laugh. I'm just saying, like, what does that bring you to?
I've never told this. It's not even a joke. I've always said I was going to reenact this. But my older brother, he says it was me. It was him. We're in church.
I'm already dead. I almost spit out my water because the way you said that let me know we're in that special frequency of a story.
As the years go by, you're grown men, you forget who did what. Yeah. But as kids, we're in AME church. My mother's in the choir, single mom. So two boys sitting in like the third row from pew from the back. You could see her looking at you 200 feet away. You could tell when the choir's doing this and she's just doing this. And she's just staring right at you and you're like,
oh, keeping you in line?
Yeah. Because we were sitting back there by ourselves.
Oh my God.
So one day my brother was asleep. And that's the one thing she hates. Because she doesn't sing every Sunday. So some Sundays, she's sitting there next to us. But she does the whole pinch thing when you're falling asleep. She offer you the peppermint or whatever you need to stay awake. But we're talking about 5 and he's probably 8 or something. This dude was asleep. And I did one of those things. I saw mama getting up to sing. And she stopped rocking. And she was looking. And I'm like, oh, that means we doing something. I look next to me. This dude's asleep. And I'm like, wake up. And he go. And he thought he had a machine gun. He goes, and I'm like, and I look at my mom and she was gone. There was a space where she was standing.
He woke up immediately like this.
He woke up like, and did that in church. And I said, and I looked and there was an empty space. I said,
and then you look to your left and it's your mom.
Bruh, it was almost like she was there in record time. Whoa. So it wasn't that quite like, ah! But that's what it felt like when all of a sudden you're like, we in trouble. Oh my God. And we tell that, man, we used to tell that so we would just die. And he would be like, remember that time you woke up in church shooting that machine gun? That was you, dog. Don't do this. So, so that's one time, but in the moment.
That is good.
We didn't talk about it for a while, but the minute one day he said, hey, remember that time mama left the choir because you shot a machine gun in church? Man, I laughed so hard and I couldn't get out. That was you. But I laughed so hard, Pete. I just was like, but that was the scariest moment of my life. Scariest moment of my life.
I'm glad I said church. A lot of the answers are in church because that's where you're not allowed to laugh.
And then just my kids. My kids are just so, I just posted something, a reenactment of something. But my daughter literally had like 3 biscuits. And there's just those croissants, those Pillsbury croissants. They rise up all flaky. And I cut them open. I put jelly in them. She was like 3 or 4. And I'm like, Eva, give Daddy a croissant. She's just like, no. I'm like, Eva, don't be like that. No. I'm like, Eva, give Daddy, you have 3. No. And she did the whole, no, Daddy, get your own croissant. Mommy, Daddy. I said, you are tripping. Just get it. And she was just like, she took off the tiniest corner and she did that. And I laughed so hard that I ran to get my phone and I tried to get her to do it again.
That is a story. That's a Leela story. That's my daughter. That's exactly.
It's probably like the 4th video on my Instagram. If you go back 4 videos, because I tried to get her to do it again in that moment, and I went and found the video the other day. Your memories come up, and I said, you know what? I'm posting this thing. But from the original video, I was dying because I couldn't believe that she was that clever and that funny and that selfish to just break off a little piece of tiny biscuit and then hand it to me. Like, here you go.
That's Leela. My daughter definitely has no concept of like, I paid for these.
Right.
That's not in her world at all.
Right.
So she thinks I'm just stealing her food.
Right.
And I'm not going to be like, sweetheart, commerce is, you know, I do sometimes want to go like, you know, when Dada goes away, that's so we can have croissants.
Right.
So give me a croissant.
I heard my wife saying, why does he give you these words? Because my other daughter's in 3rd grade. She's like, why is he giving you inflation? What's wrong with your teacher? Why are you learning inflation? I'm supposed to spell it. What do you think inflation is? I don't know. When you blow up the jumpy house? You know, it's just that's what it is. You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You know, that's how you can mark your life. When inflation means balloons to like the economy. It's like a loss of innocence.
Yes.
Finesse, you are amazing, so talented.
Thank you, my friend. I didn't do any impersonations.
Yeah, do you want to do
Morgan
some?
Freeman? No, I don't.
We can have a Morgan Freeman off.
We can have a Morgan
Is it
Freeman
appropriate
off.
for a white guy to do an impression of Morgan Freeman?
It is, as long as he doesn't call the black guest boy.
That was an honest mistake.
That's okay. We should use that as a clip. And then
Podcast smart Morgan Freeman.
Cut to me, and looking at you, you looking at me, and then boom. Words. We're going to get some likes in this bitch. Going to get some views.
What is that your favorite one? I love
That's the only one I know how to do.
Oh, really?
I do some, but that's the only one I know how to do.
All right.
I'm telling you, man, I got Saturday Night Live because I do stand-up.
Yeah.
And they were just like, Hillary Swank's here next week. You're going to be Morgan Freeman. And I was just like, okay. But then they were like, but then it was just like, yeah, you're Morgan Freeman. We're going to make you look like Morgan Freeman. Just
that'll
do.
do.
Yeah, that's it for us. We don't go further than that.
Suffice it to say, I can't do it today. Impressions are like that. Like some days I just can't do them. But I liked Andy right away. I can't do it.
I wish I could say Andy fought off the sisters that night.
That's it. That's it.
I wish I could say that. Check your boy out, Finesse Mitchell, on Instagram, Twitter. No, is it Twitter? No. X.
We're still calling it Twitter.
Facebook.
Yeah.
TikTok. While you can.
You can.
Bro, Donald Trump was adamant about getting rid of TikTok because he hates China so much.
Yeah.
And then 3 days ago, he was like, nah, let's get rid of Facebook.
Really?
I swear to God. Am I right? I swear to God.
In my dream last night, I was doing my Donald Trump impression for like 4 hours.
Facebook is just as bad.
Finesse, it's great to see you. Great to see you. Facebook, terrible website, terrible. Facebook.com, they say. Facebook.com/home. That's how you get to the main page. That's called your feed. You go on the feed, it's like giving feed to chickens, but it's pictures of your auntie. Beautiful pictures, low cleavage, beautiful, sexy auntie.
I love it. I love it. Clip. Are you marking this?
Clip! Finesse, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, brother.
I'd give you that, but I got a sweaty hand. Oh, you got to say keep it crispy. That's how we end.
Yo, it's Finesse Mitchell, and I'm always keeping it crispy.
As a verb.
Am I the first one?
Jaron, you are, I think. I loved it. Thank you, my friend.
Keep it crispy.
There it is, both ways. That was awesome. Fuck kidding! Are we still rolling?
Yeah.
We want people to rate and review the show. Thank you for rating and reviewing the show. No, we're going to do it. Oh, there's a nice comment that somebody left. It is Joe Beth Roberts. She wrote, Pete does holy work. Oh, that's sweet. 5 stars. I found this podcast in 2019. It helped me in many ways find joy, peace, and laughter. I cherish this wave of good to ears, hearts, minds. It fills the soul. Thank you, Val, is a gem too. Thank you, Joe Beth. That is so sweet. We just want to remind people we're trying to get more listens on the show. I love this show, but we haven't done much to build it. So if you like it, please review it and maybe share this episode with somebody you're like, this isn't an ad. This is still the episode. And we'll read some reviews on the air because we want you to leave more reviews. Like it and review it on iTunes, fucking Spotify, fucking YouTube. Who gives a fuck? Now we're out.
TikTok, we're out.
We did it. We don't
How is it doing? You made it weird. You made it weird.